Hello. Okay, cool. Um, so this is Monday. This is when the market opened, right? So this would have taken. I would not have put a trade in immediately. Obviously, there's a support right here from this candle. It came down, closed above, and then made a bullish move. Then it found resistance up here, right? So let me go back here for just a second. If I was going to take a trade, right? Look at the spread. You got 12 pips, right? Um, what we had, just so you can see, is a rejection wick, right? And it was made immediately at this support. So you would wait for a bullish candle to close immediately after this, because you can't just take a wick and say, okay, that's a rejection wick, because it could be something else. It could just be a weird close. It could be a liquidity grab. It can be a retest on a lower time frame. Anything. But obviously you're not there yet, and that was probably just a bunch of gibberish. But long story short, if you see a wick like this, wait for a close in the opposite direction. So this was a rejection to the downside, which means price does not want to go below this level. And now this is what they call your confirmation candle. So a bullish candle would be a confirmation to buy. And not only just a confirmation to buy, but a buy all the way to next resistance, which is right up here. So even though the move was 30, almost 40 pips up there, holy cow, it was even more. It was 43 pips, right? You were actually, in reality, looking for 10.9. Now I said 12 earlier, but in reality you would be putting a trade in right at the close of this bullish candle. So 10.9 pips. Now when you get to 10 pips, right, I usually just match it to a 1-to-1 risk ratio, so do 10 pips on the other end as a stop loss, which in this case you wouldn't have needed. I mean, it didn't even go below the candle at all, but I would have had my stop loss right here. And I actually think I took this trade on Monday. I can't remember exactly what trades I take, but you'd have your stop loss right there and your take profit right up there. So that's 10 pips in the bag for Monday, right? Let's see. Actually, I think I closed this one out early. I think I took 6 pips from here. And then this is today. And I actually lost today. And I can't remember where I took this trade. Oh, I took it right here. Right. So this is where I took a buy. Right here. And what pretty much my logic behind it was there were rejections, right? And then there was a bullish close, just like yesterday. And my take profit, I think, was right around there at 11, and it's because there's a clean move all the way up to there, and I don't like how this structure starts to form up in here. So I just cut it short, and it was going to be 11 pips, but it did not happen. It just kept going down. And the best way that I can explain this is that if you have a support and resistance zone right here, right, this candle right here broke the zone, closed below, so that's telling you it's going to go down, and then it made a retest and then made confirmation. So the real trade, and this is very important when you start making trades, is to review the day and see what trade you should have taken if you lost, even if you won too, but especially if you lost, because there is always a good trade to take in a day. You just might not see it for what it is. So this was a break and retest trade when I thought it was forming a support and it was going to continue upward. But if you were to take a sell, which I did not, I took a buy. I lost, I can't remember, 10 pips. So I'm negative 4 pips in for the week. But it would have been off of this candle. So you have a support formed, it came back, made a retest, and then closed below all of these other candles. So if you see this like this, one support and resistance right there, you have one support and resistance right there, you have support, came up, this wick retested, right? And technically these did too, but that's because I'll go into the later. There's support and resistance lines, and then there's support and resistance zones. They're interchangeable. In reality, they're usually not always lines, but what you're really looking for is these closes. So you can mark all of the closes here, and this would have been making a new resistance right here, by the way. And you just wait for this candle to close. So this candle closes what they call a gladiator candle, and it closed below all of these other candles. So you can say, okay, it's going to go down for as long as it's clean over here. Now I would have not taken this, and this line I did not just put here either. That was an old line. But I would have taken a sell if I seen this the right way, all the way to about there. Because I don't like, again, how it starts forming support right here. It's clean all the way. If you're looking over here, these are clean candles, right? There's not much except that one bearish candle. Just not much at all going on over there. So you're going to take 23 pips, right? Ideally. And I would have put the stop loss right above the wick of this candle. So those are the two trades for this week. Ideally, if you were in a perfect world, it would have been, 34 pips? So it's just a matter of getting better every day. And now, here's the cool thing. Next time I see something like this, which the market always does the same things over and over again, I'll be able to recognize it, and I won't see it as it just forming support and then continuing upward. I'll see it as a break and retest. And it probably would have been a little bit more clear. Let me see if I go on the 30-minute. Yeah, so this would have been way more clear if I would have been a little bit more responsible and looked at the 30-minute before I took the trade, which you want to hop around for time frames, by the way. It's better if you start at the 4-hour, get the general direction of where it's going to go for the day, and then look at the 1 hour, see what's going on in the 1 hour, then 30-minute, and then eventually the 15-minute. But if you look at it at the 30-minute, sorry I'm rambling on here, but pretty much what you had was a classic break of structure, right? So here's support, most far out support, and here's the resistance, and you just had a candle break it and then come up for a retest. That should have been quite obvious to me, but I don't know, every once in a while I miss it, you win some, you lose some, and that would have been a great trade. So hopefully this helped. I know I'm not the best teacher on the planet, but I'll keep making these videos and hopefully I'll get better. So alrighty.